Today on Real Ghost Stories Online, in a house where she'd already been hearing footsteps at night, a fight with her brother ended with a slammed door that shouldn't have stuck, but it wouldn't open. Not until they apologized.
Welcome to Real Ghost Stories Online. Call in your real ghost story now at 855-853-4802 or write in at realghoststoriesonline.com. You're about to enter the world of the unknown and quite possibly the undead. This is Real Ghost Stories Online.
And indeed it is. 855-853-4802 is our phone number at Real Ghost Stories Online. If you want to share your real ghost stories with us, we'd love to hear them. Of course, you can also write in at realghoststoriesonline.com. Tony, Todd, and Carol with you on today's episode. Sounds like the ghost in this is, a parent. You're not going to go, you're not going to get the Game Boy back until you apologize.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yep. Which would be a good ghost to have if you were a parent.
Yeah.
But like if you're the kid, or like what if you're an adult and you've got a spirit in your house that's always always being like mom in the background? And,
oh God.
And I couldn't imagine.
Not until you apologize. Did that ever teach anybody anything though, other than follow the will of who's ever demanding you apologize at that moment in time?
Because it never came from your heart. It only came because you were told to do it.
It was check a box.
Fine.
Yeah.
It was check a box for the parents. So the parents could say, well, I got him to apologize. Like nobody fucking meant it. Like, do you feel good now? That's basically what it is. It doesn't really mean anything.
Right.
It wasn't like dealing with the issue or addressing anybody's anything. It was just, we don't want to fucking deal with it. Say you're sorry,
You're right.
Sorry.
Yeah. I was always, yeah.
I was thinking about my mom and the whole sorry thing my entire life as a kid until I moved out. My parents changed a lot when I moved out. Then it was like, we love you. Prior to that, there was a little less of that going on. But I remember there was a time I got into a huge fight with my mom in high school. Like I was screaming at her so loud that I didn't have a voice the next day. And that night she came in and actually apologized to me. And I didn't even know how to respond because she had never said those two words ever. I'm sorry. Never. It blew me away.
Why do you think it happened?
That she,
because was she recognizing you as being older then, maybe? And was it kind of a mild, like one of those moments where it's like, shit, maybe I've been treating him like a kid.
I think she realized that my point was valid and she understood where I was coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so freaking strange to have my mom apologize to me, to anybody.
It's a weird occurrence. I don't know that I've ever seen that before in mine.
That's never happened anytime.
It's an enigma moment.
I've even asked for it. I think you should apologize. Apologize. I'm not apologizing. I didn't do anything.
There's always a reason. There's always a, and I believe I always have a reason for what you do. But if it ended up being wrong, then apologize.
Right. Of course.
Nothing wrong with being able to explain. Here's where it came from. But you're right. This was wrong. And
as a child, that's something that look, Todd, it sticks with him to this day. That's a bigger lesson for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
That was good parenting on your mom right there.
That one time.
Hey, better than 0 times.
It's just funny. There's a lot of do this, but then the demonstration of the act is not necessarily there in so much parenting. It's be this way. Yeah. And I don't think anybody even noticed it at the time or thought of it or anything of that nature. It's just kind of how it was. 855-853-4802 is our phone number at Real Ghost Stories Online. Let's hear a ghost story. Hi.
My name is Lauren, and I've been binge listening to your show for about the past couple weeks while I'm at work now, and I figured I should call in and let you know my first one. I have been experiencing things ever since I was little, but this one that happened was at a house that we moved into when I was about 9 years old. We moved into this house, and things started happening the first night. I remember laying in the bedroom downstairs, and the floor creaked whenever you walked on it. And I remember telling my mom I could hear someone walking around the room. And my mom told me it was raining outside. It was just a creaky old house. It was a house settling. And I said, no, I can hear someone. She told me that it was just my imagination. I should go to sleep. It was a new house. This was the first night we were there. Things would happen, and
Did Carol freeze?
the
there she
validation
is.
came a few weeks after living there. My brother and I slept in the bedroom upstairs. Upstairs, there was 2 bedrooms, but you had to walk through the first bedroom to get to the second bedroom. They were separated by a wall with a door. The door didn't have a door handle. It was just a door frame with a door. There was a hole where the handle would be. There was no way this door could stick in this door frame. My brother and I, he was younger than I am, we were fighting as siblings will do. We were moving stuff around, cleaning our rooms, I'm not really sure, but we were fighting. We were really just yelling at each other. And I remember I yelled at him and I told him, I hate you, and I slammed my door. Now, what scared me at this point is the door stayed in that door jamb. It didn't pop back open like it usually did. Like I said, there wasn't a handle. There's no knob. There's just a hole where that handle should be. So immediately, my 9-year-old self starts freaking out about this door being stuck there. The door used to swing into my room. So my brother is, now he's kind of getting scared because I'm scared and yelling about this door. We're both trying to get this door open, and it's not opening, it's not opening. So he goes downstairs and gets my mom, who comes up and starts, yelling at us about messing with the door. And we're telling her, we didn't do this. Door's stuck. So this entire time, I'm sitting on my bed in my room crying because I'm so scared about this door. Finally, after my mom is kicking the door, trying to get it open, and she tries for a few minutes, she says that she's going to crawl through the crawl space in the attic to get into my room. And then she'd bring me back out that way. Well, just before she does that, she tells us that we have to apologize to each other. We have to apologize and say we're sorry, that, we shouldn't have been fighting in the first place, and this is probably why this happened. As soon as we apologized, that door swung open. I was able to walk right through. Of course, I'm freaked out about this door. My brother's freaked out. My mom's telling me that she doesn't know what happened, that for some reason the door shouldn't have stayed like that. It was like a validation for me because I had been hearing things and experiencing things in this house. We lived there for about 3 years, and the entire time that we lived there, we had experiences. They were never bad experiences. It was more like a motherly type. It was always just, things were moving. If my brother and I were acting up, something would catch our attention and just kind of make us realize that somebody was watching over us, that we needed to stop fighting or we needed to be nice to each other. It was never a negative feeling, but I do have a lot of experiences from that house. That's just one of the first ones that happened, so I figured I'd call in and let you know that. I'll continue to call in with my additional experiences throughout my life. My current home is an old farmhouse that was built in the 1900s, early 1900s, so I have some experiences there as well. I'll give you guys a call back, and thank you for putting on the show. It is a great show. I love listening to it at work. Have a great day.
That was good. Thank you for sharing that story with us. Thoughts on that?
If I were a ghost and people were acting that way, I'd probably pull the same thing. Like, stop your shit. Stop messing around. Quit fighting, whatever. I would do the same thing.
It does feel very parental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just apologize to your brother. And when they do, the door swings open, the door they can't get open, and even mom can't seem to get it open.
All you got to do is imprison the children, and then you get them to apologize. I mean, that's all it takes, solitary confinement. What could possibly go wrong? I'm saying that facetiously. Yeah.
No, but she probably at that point really was sorry because she was stuck in her room.
Yeah, I mean,
Terrified.
it'd be scary. I mean, if you like, if you know no one can really get you out, that would be kind of freaky, especially if you're a kid. You know,
Talking about going through the crawl space to come get you.
God. Has anyone ever entered a room? Not necessarily on purpose, but through through going through like a crawl space in a ceiling and then
No.
like coming down.
No, have you?
I'm trying to think
bet a
if I
leg.
did it when I was drunk, and that's just not ringing any bells.
This was just in my attic at my which
Of
house?
course you've done it.
Branson house.
Chevy Chase, right? When he goes up in the attic for Christmas.
It was kind of like that. It was actually this is my last house. It was in the attic. There was a couple of boards out there. And I was, kind of arranging some stuff around, and I thought I was stepping back onto where the platform was. I wasn't. I was kind of moving something over here, so I wasn't super paying attention. And I put my foot down, and I went right through the ceiling, just one leg, and it landed like in the mud room on top of a cabinet. So, like I was stopped right away by the cabinet, but the drywall is, never quite the same.
That's exactly like that movie, though, because he drops down and he's on the top bunk of the bed.
Yep. Oh yeah, it is kind of
yeah.
like he's like boom.
Yep.
Yep.
Frickin' Chevy Chase, Christmas Vacation.
I have a. Of course I do.
You've got a piece of the drywall sitting over in the corner.
No, but I think it's actually my Christmas shit. I used to have a Christmas Vacation Chevy Chase action figure over here.
God damn it.
An action figure.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know because it was like they sell those weird ones sometimes, and somebody got it for me as a gift. I don't remember who, but yeah. Anyway.
I'm going to put together
You got it for a gift for yourself.
I'm going to put
I would
together
have.
a wheel of brewski, and we're gonna spin the wheel, and then whatever it lands on, we're gonna see if it's actually in the room.
And what do we got?
I can't even come up with anything. Do you have a screaming goat in your studio at all? Because I
don't.
used to have one someplace.
I did
in
at
here.
one point in time, though. Years ago.
I don't know where mine went to. Maybe I threw it out.
I do not have a screaming goat. I do have a mouse that was a miniature mouse that was made by my mother. That is a chef mouse.
This is so funny. Like I've got nothing. There's
Yeah.
nothing in here.
I have a letter from Taylor Swift that she wrote to Olivia years. This was on the Red tour.
You probably have one written to you though.
Oh no, this isn't one to me actually. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was going to
yeah,
say because she
yeah.
was always really good about.
Yeah, she
anytime
did.
you would go to one of her
Yep.
shows, she would send you a thank you for going to the show.
Yep, that is one there. Yep.
Not for everybody, but the radio people. She would always. Because I think I have like 7 or 8 letters from Taylor Swift.
I have a ticket from Michael Jackson's O2 concert that never happened.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
How much did you spend for that?
The ticket?
Yeah,
Nothing.
Were you?
Manny
you
gave
just
it to
got the
me.
ticket. I thought maybe you bought it.
No, after
Like,
he
'cause you were
died, they
planning
had
on going.
they'd already printed them all. So the record companies just started giving them out to everybody, and we got some at the station. Our promotions director did, and he gave me one. Oh, yeah.
Back when you had a printed ticket.
Yeah, back in the day. 855-853-4802 is our phone number at Real Ghost Stories Online. Let's go to another phone call. Hello.
This is Ann in St. Paul. And I'm calling, I grew up in a really, next to a portal type of thing. And so there was things all the time everywhere. Well, this is just a quick story, and actually it's kind of comical. It wasn't at the time, but when you look back, it was kind of comical. Me and my best friend, we were about 14, 15. We had been at my house for a few days. Nobody was home, just us. And we were upstairs a lot in my room, and we'd go downstairs time to time, get something to eat or go out to, whatever. But my room was situated upstairs where I could see the whole yard, the whole driveway, the main door. We always would know if somebody was around. There was nobody around for days. So one day, one afternoon, we went downstairs to get something to eat, and we were down there, and we heard someone walking around upstairs. Now, there's 5 rooms up there. These really heavy, sounded like a heavy man walking just straight across the upstairs. You can't do that. It's not possible. And these footprints were going from one end to the other, and it's just like, that can't happen. And it sounded like they were moving things and etc. And we were like, doesn't it sound like there's someone up there? And Julie and my friend's like, yeah. And I'm like, let's get out. So we got out of the house because we were convinced someone was up there. We didn't for the life of us know how they could have got up there, but without us knowing, but we could clearly hear them up there, very clearly. So we're outside, and it just so happened my cousin and one of our friends come driving by, and we flagged them down there, a few years older than us, a couple of guys. And we asked them to come up and check the house out, that we heard someone upstairs, a heavy, footfalls like a man. And so the 4 of us went into the house, and we went upstairs. Now, again, there was 5 rooms and 4 of us. So we each picked a room. I went into my sister's room, which was right at the top of the stairs to the right. No one went into my room, which was on the left of the stairs. But they went into all the other rooms. I went into my sister's room. She had recently moved out, so there was just a bed, an empty dresser, and an empty closet in there. I actually looked under the bed. I looked behind the dresser, which was up against the wall, but I looked there anyway. I looked in the drawers. I looked in the closet. There was no one in that room. So I come walking out of the room, and my best friend and one of the guys was standing there. And I go, well, there's nothing in there. And all of a sudden, the door to the room that I was just in slams violently shut. And we all jump and turn around, and then somebody starts banging on it so hard that the door was literally bending. It was just a cheap door anyway, but it was literally bending with this thing, and just violent banging. And we all jumped, and we're looking, and we go, oh, it's got to be Doug. And all of a sudden, Doug walks up behind us from inside one of the other rooms and says, what was that? And we turned around and looked at him, and we looked at each other, and we just all screamed. And the 4 of us all ran down those stairs at the same time. How we did that without running over each other, I don't know. That's the comical part. I would have loved to have seen our faces and watched our exit. And so we ran outside, and the guys went back in to check the house while Julie and I watched the outside of the house to make sure no one came out. There was no one in there. And that's my story. Thank you. You guys are great. Bye.
It'll be running out too.
Oh, it's funny
Me
because
too.
she's like, before she tells this story, she goes, I live near a portal. And then blah, blah, blah. This story is comical. And then she's telling the story. I'm like, comical? It's like horrifying.
We live near a portal.
Anytime you start the sentence with that, it's like, oh, okay.
There I
Yeah.
was, living next door to a portal. But this isn't about that.
I guess it's interesting if you're able to sense that sort of thing and you believe that, to be able to speak of it with just such ease of just like, and there's a book here on my desk,
Right.
like,
There's portal.
and there's just a portal over there, next to the ice maker, like what?
Be careful when you get ice. You
Yeah.
might get sucked into it or something might come out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, it's just there. It's just part of the story, part of everyday life.
I would
And hey-
kind of like to know. Now I have questions like, what is it like to live next to a portal? How did you know it was a portal? What happened?
Has anything surprised you that's come out of the portal?
Right? Anything you'd like to put back into the portal?
Can you choose where you go with the portal? or you can't go anywhere. It's just things come out of it towards you.
Can you
send
you go
things?
in the portal?
Have you
Can
ever tried
enter
sending a
another
pet
dimension?
through the portal?
And did the pet make it back out of the portal?
As the same pet it was before.
Exactly. I don't know. I have so many questions for her. And that is terrifying. Like the door slams, there's nobody in the room, and it's banging on the door. Like, what the hell? And is that just a one-off? Like, was the portal active that day?
Oh my God. I think Belle went through a portal because...
I can
Everything
hear her, but I
okay?
can't see.
Yeah, Belle, come here. Hang on. See? You know Belle, tiny little Belle. I think Belle went through a portal.
Oh my God.
If you're not watching that, he did not pick up that.
Picked up Buddy, the border collie. It's like, why did we just do that, Dad? It's okay.
Oh, that was funny.
Belle was the one that was in here, and then Buddy actually came in earlier. Literally, he opens the door. He just goes up with his paw, opens it, and then lets everybody in. And then Harper's out there playing a game, and then they shut it, and Belle's out there, so they switched. I didn't realize they switched who was in here.
Border collies are too smart for their own good sometimes.
Oh yeah, he's a
Oh, they're
genius.
great dogs.
Yeah.
He sometimes he'll prepare dinner. Some nights
That's handy. That is handy.
it is.
But it's always the same shit.
Yeah, I mean,
he only knows how to make one thing.
there's only so many nights you can have lobster thermidor. You know,
Oh.
And he's not really good at chiffonading anything. He's just not good.
He's just, and the julienne vegetables are a little bit off, but it's, he tries. It's difficult when you don't have opposable thumbs.
Does the best he can.
Kind of holds the knife like this, right? Is that right, buddy? All right, that's going to wrap up this episode of Real Ghost Stories Online. Want to get bonus episodes, advanced episodes, ad-free episodes? Check us out, Apple Podcasts and Patreon. Just search Real Ghost Stories Online and get in on all of that right there. Be sure to press subscribe wherever you're listening so you don't miss any of our episodes. Until next time, for Todd and Carol, I'm Tony. Thanks for listening to another episode of Real Ghost Stories Online.